Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Divine Truth Tarot. So I know most of you have probably noticed that I've been absent from the channel for a few weeks. As you have, I've been really going through massive changes and transformation, and I was just giving myself the time and space to sort of flow through those changes. So I'm back today with another video. We're going to be focusing on the divine feminine and what he or she needs to do in order to raise her vibration or his vibration. I'm really being called to focus a lot more on the divine feminine and her path versus focusing on what the masculine is doing. So I'm still sort of figuring out what that looks like, but we are definitely going to be focusing on how you can empower yourself, divine feminine, as we are on this path of ascension, rapid ascension. And it's sort of like, the way I see it is the feminines have diverged from the masculines to go on their path so that the masculines can do their healing. And for most, but not all, there's some sort of separation, either complete separation or partial separation. And even communication is very intermittent, sparse, or non-existent for a lot of twin flames right now. And I truly believe that's to get us into our mission. So I'm here to help you get into your mission, which of course will magnetize and inspire your counterpart. So it's really the best thing you could do is to get into your mission and to really focus on yourself. We are to be focusing on self-love right now, just in a massive way, with this eclipse that's coming through on Independence Day here in the States, July 4th. So I wanted to give a quick shout out to our sponsor before I get into the actual reading here. So you guys know that I promote CBD oil by Premium Jane, and I've been giving you guys a 20% off coupon. The coupon code is Sarah. The website is premiumjane.com. I really like their products. They're very pure. They've been standardized and tested. And I wanted to also just mention a company that they work with as well. It's wayofleaf.com, which used to be marijuanabreak.com. Now, this is a website that focuses on medicinal cannabis and also CBD oil and the benefits of both. So there's lots and lots of research. There's doctors that have written articles on the site. There's information about different, just really comprehensive research and education about why cannabis is medicinal, how it can help you, in what ways it can help you, and then of course CBD oil. And there's recipes on there, both with cannabis and CBD oil. So you can, some people like to incorporate cannabis with their meals or CBD with their meals. So there's lots of different ways you can do that. There's creative recipes on there. But this is really just a website that's designed to educate and to really promote the benefits of these healing herbs. I'm a plant-based individual. I live plant-based. I'm about to go raw vegan. So I really appreciate the benefits that plants offer our bodies and just our whole system. So go and check it out. It's wayofleaf.com. And again, if you guys want that 20% off from any product on premiumjane.com, you can use my code. It's Sarah, S-A-R-A-H, and I'll put all of that in the description box below. So we're going to get started with that being said. And I'm going to start with a Divine Feminine deck, and then we're going to go on to the Angel deck by Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine. So I want to pull a few cards to find out what's going on with the Divine Feminine and who is walking with the Divine Feminine collective at this time. So what Divine Feminine gods, goddesses, ascended masters are currently helping and assisting the Divine Feminine, because I'm here to empower you. My guides have been telling me recently, as I sort of retracted and took some time out from myself and my own journey and my own healing so that I can give more to you from a healed and whole place, that I am to be a guide for the Divine Feminine. And this really means that it's not that I will never do a reading inquiring about Divine Masculine, but we're going to be doing a lot more readings. Potentially also astrology is a path that I'm really, really being drawn towards to go down. So in the future, I potentially will be also putting out astrology readings on here as well. So I'm just going to go with the flow, and I'm going to trust that my soul tribe will stay connected, will find me, and that I will be serving the people that I am here to serve. And that's part of my mission work here as a Divine Feminine. So let's go ahead and pull a card. If you guys are after a personal reading, all that information is in the description box below. I'm really promoting my North Node readings at this time. They're the most helpful for getting you to a place of personal power without focusing on your counterpart. So I'm really promoting those. You can ask me more about them. Just send me an email and we can discuss. So Amaterasu, the goddess of light. We are all sacred mirrors reflecting back the same light. So this is about how the divine feminine is in this place with this upcoming lunar eclipse in the in the fire sign of Capricorn. No, earth sign. I was right the first time around. I'm getting confused. I always get Capricorn and Sagittarius confused because they're one after the other. In the earth sign of Capricorn. So a grounded energy coming through. And this is the last in a series of eclipses on the axis of Capricorn and Cancer. So what this means is, depending on where this eclipse and lunar eclipse and full moon on Saturday, July 4th, depending on where that falls in your chart, in your birth chart, that's going to really that's the deciding factor, so to speak, and how this eclipse is going to affect you. So for instance, let's say it was in your first house. Let's say you're a Capricorn sun. This would be your first house of identity. So if that's the case, rising Capricorn, not sun Capricorn. If your rising sign was in Capricorn, this would be the first house, and you would be affected your identity, how you portray yourself to the world, to your inner circles and to the world. It's your it's basically your house of illusion, if you choose to put that mask on, or your house of revealing the true authentic self. If it was in your third house, that would be communication. If it was in your seventh house, partnerships, marriage. So you can see how it would affect different parts of your chart, depending again on your birth chart. So what I wanted to talk about with this particular card is that there's a lot of chaos and commotion and upheaval going on. Many challenges, both emotionally, physically, spiritually, mentally, on all levels for everyone at this time. People are leaving and exiting our lives, and it's like a mass exodus of souls that are no longer serving us or our path. And what's interesting about this is, as we rise in our authenticity as divine feminines, the way will be cleared and the path will be cleared. So we're all just here on this journey, and everyone we meet is reflecting back something to us. So if there's something we're cringing at or something we don't want to face, I feel as though the universe right now is going to be revealing it to us by the actions and words of other people. And this makes me feel like this eclipse is going to bring out a lot of truth. And with that truth comes clarity, even though it might feel like a tower moment for some, because eclipses will eclipse out everything that no longer serves you and serves your path. I just feel like there's sort of this energy of coming out of the darkness with this eclipse and stepping into really the perfection that you already are as a soul. Her name in Japanese means shining in light. So, shining in heaven. And so, there's just this energy that we will attract the light that we are. So, for a lot of you, this means that you're coming out of sort of a dark night of the soul, or your counterpart has come out of the dark night of the soul, and you're coming out to really restore and heal. Okay, you're coming out to seek the light, to find the light, to be the light. And it could have been that there was just, the world felt too intense and aggressive and negative and heavy and dark and stormy at this time. And so you hid in your cave, and you may have hidden your light. You may have been afraid to speak your truth to people in your life. And this is saying that it's safe to emerge, and it's safe to shine that light. And it's safe to see the love and joy in others, because that will reflect back to you your own love and joy. So just shine your own light, divine feminine. And this is really, there's a calling, a deep calling right now for self-love and self-care. So anyone who's been focused too much on their counterpart, what they're doing, what they're not doing, what the karmic's doing, what the karmic's not doing, social media, anything in the 3D, you're going to be pulled back with this eclipse, kind of like an arrow is pulled back before it shoots. So you're going to be pulled back, and you're going to be, if you're in communication, you may not be in communication for a little while if that's necessary for your connection. But for those of you who aren't in communication, who are in full no contact or communication, I feel as though this arrow is going to shoot forward and there's going to be a reward. This is not to say that those who are in communication will not get that reward. It's just saying I'm seeing many different scenarios here where some will have to sort of go and find their self-love and go into that cave for a little while, and others will be propelled forward. And, we take turns, guys. We take turns, stepping back, just as I have done recently, and then being propelled forward. So I am being propelled forward at this time, but so necessary to take that time for myself, and so necessary for you to take that time for yourself. We have Diana, the queen of the wilderness. The language of the natural world is the frequency of love. This is my mother tongue. This is about the divine feminine stepping out into nature. So I highly recommend, however you can at this time in this crazy, chaotic world, that you step outside and you find a place in nature that's going to free your soul. Commune with nature, commune with plants and trees and the earth and animals, and find this place where you can just free your soul. So if you've been feeling maybe confined, as many of us have, feeling, that you're not able to breathe properly. We've been wearing masks. Some of us have to wear masks depending on where we live. And so you're not able to get that free, fresh oxygen. And so, again, getting out and really just, this is about, I just hear soul cleansing, cellular cleansing, getting outside, being in nature in any way that you can. This is that primal call, like the call of the wild for the divine feminine. So many of you are just breaking away from 3D constructs in the 3D matrix. And honestly, that includes your twin for some temporarily. In the physical, I'm talking about. So there's always that connection. We're not trying to disconnect from the connection, but what we are trying to do is we are trying to find our own calling, find our own footing, and really find that place of just deep self-love where we're basking in the light of our own self and our own soul. And, it's going to be more and more apparent what we need to do on this path. The way is being cleared, and the way forward is self-love. As you love yourself more, your counterpart is magnetized to you more. As you focus on them, you actually push them and repel them away like a magnet. I can't stress this enough, like two ends of the magnet. By focusing on your counterpart, it's a lack mentality. I don't have him or her. They're not in my life. They're with a karmic. You're focusing on the karmic. You're creating more of that reality. You're focusing on a reality that you don't want, guys, and you're drawing it into your existence, into your periphery. So I'm really going to stress that you step away from the 3D at this time, because it's really not honoring your path, and it's not honoring your mission. And we need you to step into mission at this time. So you may want to look into spirit animals. By drawing this card, this is really a calling to look into what spirit animals are surrounding you at this time, and what messages of power do they have for you at this time in your ascension process and in your mission. And this could just be as simple as just grounding and earthing yourself with barefoot, taking your shoes and socks off and just putting your feet in the mud, in the grass, in the water, in the ocean, in the lake, in the river, in the sands, in the rocks, anywhere, in the mountains, or anywhere on a trail where you can just ground and feel the energy of the earth moving up through your feet, and then releasing anything down into the earth that needs to be released. And this will keep you grounded and protected on your path. There's a tremendous energy that we need to release at this time, and there's a tremendous energy that we need to be really lifting up into our bodies and our souls at this time. The answers are going to come when you're in nature and you're in solitude and you're quiet at this time. So if you can really open yourself up, guys, to the language of the wild, the language of nature, you're going to really benefit from these energies, especially with this eclipse coming through. I feel like we've really, because this is the last of these eclipses, it's either going to be a boom and it's going to really explode some area of your life. This explode you wide open so that your heart is open and your soul and your third eye is open to what you need to do. Or it's possible that it's going to just be pretty mild because maybe you've already done the work. So I think it really depends on how much work has been done at this particular time. And it's not a matter, this is not, good or bad or right or wrong. It's just how much work have you done and how much work is there left to do. That's really all it is. It's not black or white. And so some of you will be feeling this rather intensely, and then there's going to be another school of you who will be feeling this very mildly. I did want to mention too, and I mentioned on a community tab and a community post, and guys, you can always follow me on the community post even if I'm not posting videos, that I wanted to mention that there's definitely this energy of pregnancy symptoms because the feminines are birthing a new earth. I myself am experiencing these, and it's so intense that my actual blood work revealed, like, it looks like I'm in the first trimester of pregnancy, but I'm not. I'm definitely not. And so this was just so interesting to me that my body is reacting this way. And so many feminines are feeling this. And I find that so curious and so interesting. And a lot of my divine feminine friends are also feeling this. So we're birthing the new earth, birthing spiritual babies. It sounds crazy to even say it, but that's what's going on. So just know that if that's happening, it's very normal. Okay, so we've got two major arcana cards here. We've got the Hermit, Archangel Raziel, and the Wheel, Archangel Michael. So we've got our protector, and we've got our Raziel is sort of like the wizard. He's sort of like a wizard to me, like an old wizard. And this is all about ascension and awakening. And I feel as though, like I said, some of you, just like this card, the first card we pulled here, the Goddess of Light, this talks about awakening and coming out of the cave. And I feel like that's the energy that the feminine is starting to emerge from this cave with more of her gifts coming online, more of her intentions being clearer of what she needs to do, self-discovery, learning yourself, continuing to pull and peel the layers back and learning more and more about yourself and your journey. And the wheel. So this is Archangel Michael protecting us as the wheel turns, as karmic cycles come to a close. And I just want to point out that if your divine masculine, if your counterpart has a karmic situation of any sort, we know that this doesn't just have to be relationships. You do as well. So there's a karmic situation in your life that needs to be uprooted. So this is really speaking to me of things are changing in a positive way, and something is going to move forward. So I love the beauty of this. I love the flow of these cards. These are very intuitive cards. So the Hermit, right? Past energy or present, but soon to be future energy, Hermit energy moving into the Wheel energy, moving into this place of forward movement. I almost get like the Chariot energy with this card in this particular deck, like just fast moving, Wands energy, fast paced movement. And this is really saying that this is a lucky forward movement. So for a lot of projects that have been sold for the divine feminine, just know that those are going to be proceeding now. I feel like summer is going to be a very exciting time for divine feminines. That being said, I wanted to let you guys know I will be on vacation July 26th through August 1st. So I actually won't be taking any bookings that week. I'm booked out through this week and next week. I'll start taking bookings. I think I'll have 2 weeks. I'll take bookings both of those weeks, and then I will be off for that whole week. So I won't be posting videos. I'll just be spending time with my family. And so I just wanted to let you guys know if you did want to book a reading, just to make sure that you get on the books, because there will be that extra week delay. And I'm only doing a certain amount of readings per week so that I ensure that my energy stays high, so that I can continue to be of service to you guys, and just so that I can give you that 200% in your reading. Guys, we have 3 major arcana cards. So sweeping massive transformation and change is happening at this time. The Wheel, so emerging from the Hermit, the Wheel turning, Justice, Archangel Raguel. This is all about justice being brought into these connections. And guys, you can affirm this if you've been watching my readings, if you've had a personal reading from me. The justice card is coming up really, really a lot. It's coming up a lot in personal readings and even more so in collective readings. So know that it's coming up to let everyone know, to let you know, Divine Feminine, justice is being brought into your situation. If there's a legal situation or battle that you're dealing with or your masculine is dealing with, that's going to come to a peaceful and positive resolution in due time. This may take a little while. Time is an illusion, so I don't focus on time. I don't want you guys to focus on time because that really takes us out of alignment. We are to be in the present moment and be as powerful as possible in that moment. A fourth card, renewal, Archangel Jeremiah. So look how these beautiful cards match up so beautifully. So we have this energy of justice coming into these connections, and then we have this energy of renewal. This to me is like renewal of vows. You've taken vows with your counterpart on another plane and many lifetimes, and in the spiritual plane, in the 5D, and now this is coming down into the 3D where there's a renewal of vows I see happening. It's gonna in the 3D, it may be the first time, and it doesn't have to be marriages, Divine Feminine. For a lot of you, you don't necessarily need that. You've had that already, or you just don't necessarily feel you need marriage, but it's going to be some sort of a celebration and ceremony that will bond you and your partner in this lifetime in the 3D. So that is absolutely coming in. And you guys know me, I cut through to the truth. I don't make promises of union tomorrow or communication or timing. What I do is give an overall view of the energy and a picture coming through because this is for the greater collective. And so this is all about the energy of celebration. And, I just feel like there's a new direction after the justice comes into these connections that's going to move these connections into this new direction where both counterparts show up whole and both counterparts show up healed. Not totally healed. You don't have to be totally healed to come into alignment or to come into union, but having done a large majority of their healing work and having really realized this is how ego has affected my life, and this is how it has affected this connection, and this is what I've had to heal. And this will continue to come up as triggers will continue to come up as we heal and we heal and we heal deeper and deeper layers that we thought we had healed. They will come up again, not as a test, but to make sure that we're totally cleansed and clear of them on a cellular, deep spiritual level so that we can move forward into this harmonious union. Guys, be honest with yourselves. Would you want communication with your counterpart right now if you knew that you would be massively triggered? It would end in them blocking you or you blocking them. It would stall the union or reunion. And it would just anger and frustrate both of you. I know for me, the answer is no. I would not want that. And would you want your counterpart coming in unhealed? No, you wouldn't. So when you hear readers say patience, or you hear, readers say, even myself, saying don't focus on time, don't focus on the lack. You want your counterpart to show up not in those hot and cold in and out cycles like many of us have experienced in the past, but as whole and healed, somebody who's claiming you as their counterpart, who says, I know who you are and I want this to work. I want to make this work. I'm going to make this work, and I'm going to show you with my actions, not just my words. And I'm going to be here. I'm going to be solid. I'm going to be stable and committed. So this is what we're bringing in. This is a justice that the higher realms are bringing in for these connections and this renewal and surge of energy. So guys, fresh new starts, beginnings are right around the corner. The wheel is turning. 10 of Cups, y'all. 10 of Cups. So this is one of the most positive cards in the deck. So, this is really just speaks to me of the renewal. This is just a clarifier of the renewal card. So things being renewed in this connection, things really coming to fruition, things coming full circle, and emotional stability. So you and your counterpart speaking truth to one another, opening your hearts to each other. I love this. 3 of Pentacles. The Pentacles have become my favorite part of the deck. I used to like the Suite of Cups, but now I'm drawn to the Pentacles because it's bringing it into earth. It's bringing these connections down into the 3D. This is all about creativity, Divine Feminine. This is about you finding your wings of freedom and creativity. So a lot of you will be just really opening up that sacral chakra at this time and really recognizing that you have something to offer this earth. You have something to offer. You have a gift to impart on the world. We're going to pull one more card, and then I'm going to close this out. Beautiful, beautiful. 10 of Swords, guys. 10 of Swords, the end of a difficult situation. Rest is required at this time. Embrace the change and expect things to get better now. Recovering from an addiction. So for some of you, your counterparts are recovering from an actual addiction, right? Drugs, alcohol, money, gambling, work, etc., etc. There's so many possibilities. Even codependency, that's an addiction. So that's being resolved now. You see that there's this sort of like bright light coming in, the light shining down on this situation. But just know that there's a change coming in. And we already knew that with this renewal card. So change coming in, creative energies coming in for Divine Feminine, the promise of union, the promise of renewal in these connections, and justice coming in, the wheel turning. So guys, please have faith. Please focus on yourselves and self-love. That is the crucial key at this time. The crucial key for the Divine Feminine is to really turn away and don't look at or wonder what your counterpart is doing. It does not matter what they're doing in the 3D. That somebody, and I've said this before, you could be in communication with your counterpart and further away from union or reunion than somebody who's in total silence. It's about the energies, it's about the alignment, it's about the trust and the faith. It's about the work that the Divine Feminine and, you know, her counterpart, his or her counterpart, are doing behind the scenes. Oh, these want to fall. There we go. It's about so much more than just what we see with our two eyes, guys. And I know it's hard because we're living in this 3D world. I get it. I really do. I completely understand. I empathize. I experience the same feelings that you do. But I want to empower you. I want to get you to see a different perspective. I want to just encourage you and guide you. So sending you guys so many blessings. I'm going to try to post more as I can here, more videos, and continue to check out the community tab for information as well, as I'll post there more regularly than I post videos at this time. Have a beautiful day, guys, and I'll see you soon.